Hey guys, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Maddie. Welcome to our podcast.
So, since the quarantine started, we've all had a bit too much time on our hands to just sit around and do nothing. So it seems that most of us are doing something.
Our something during the quarantine has been making this podcast.
So hey Maddie, what's this podcast all about?
Great question, Lauren. We made this podcast with the intent of creating a platform where you guys could show us what you're up to during your quarantine, and we could show everyone else. We want you guys to submit whatever projects you've been doing to us. As long as you have a finished product or at least a project that's well underway, we want to see it. It could be a story or a poem, a song, a painting, a drawing. It could be a service project that you're doing for someone else. Really, it could be anything that you're passionate about. A new hobby, something that you're doing with your time while you're stuck at home like the rest of us. So, show us what you got. So, since it's the first episode and we don't really have anyone to interview, why not just interview ourselves? I mean, we have a project, don't we?
We do. That sounds like a fantastic idea.
So the reason that the idea for the podcast even came up anyway is because one of my mom's friend has a little daughter in lower school who decided to record herself talking about her experience in quarantine. And it was just so cute. So she came to me and she said, "What if you made a podcast out of this?" Of course, that sounded great, but it would have been a really big project without any sort of awesome motivation if I didn't have a partner.
And that's where I come in.
So the reason I wanted a partner was not just so that I could split the workload, but so that I had some sort of motivation, so that the process would be a little bit more fun, like I'm talking to a friend rather than just talking to a microphone.
Maddie came to me with the idea about a week ago and said, hey, I have this really cool idea for a podcast. Do you want to do it? And I'm like, obviously this sounds awesome. So then we started thinking of ideas.
Before we could really do anything with a podcast, we had to have a title. Of course, I couldn't really think of anything, but the second that I called Lauren and asked her, she had the brilliant idea of calling it
Quarantime to Shine.
Of course, that was better than anything I could come up with, and after consulting some friends, we figured out that that should be the title. So, once we had this figured out, we had to start building up our presence online.
We have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Facebook, all of which you can find linked in the description of this video, along with the Google form that you can fill out to share with us your projects.
So get productive.
Get creative.
It's your quarantine to shine.